Hi there, my name's Luke and I'm an outdoor student at City College Norwich. Today I'm going to talk to you about the history of the kayak, as well later on the history of the walking pool. To start off with, there's been a long history of the kayak, such as they were invented yonks ago. We don't actually have an exact date on when they were invented because we don't really know. They were first really made out of a bit of a log that's been chopped down from a big tree that just had the top kind of shaved off, and then it's been hollowed out, so someone then sat in it. They were they were alright. Those kayaks, they were quite easy to repair, but you don't really see many of those around these days. Um, so I've got a couple of notes here about them. I'll read them to you. So some praise of the wooden kayak was they were pleasing to the eye, and they were stunning because people carve stuff into them. They can make them however they wanted to, in different shapes, sizes, all sorts, and they put any design they wanted onto them. They're quite lightweight, depending on the type of wood you used. Many of them were made out of a hardwood because it absorbs the absorbs the water less, and they're quite durable because wood is quite solid. As well, they were quite easy to repair because you could patch a bit of wood with no bit of wood if it did get damaged, and they are quite great these days for people that really like DIY projects, so they can make their own kayaks and all that. You don't really see them around these days because they're quite expensive and take a long time to make because it's all got to be done by hand. But there's a couple cons to a wooden kayak, such as they're not ideal for whitewater use. This is more the fact that if they fill up with water, they can be quite heavy, and they aren't. You got to design it not perfectly. You got to design it for white water, and they aren't really designed for that, and the shape and all that. And it's acquire assembly skills and woodwork skills to be able to make. So there are other types of kayaks, such as a fiberglass kayak. Fiberglass kayaks were used about 50, 60 years ago. They were really common. They were made completely out of fiberglass. The only problem with that is fiberglass can be quite weak and can be damaged really easily by just hitting into a rock or something. So you can, if you see a fiberglass kite these days, you can expect to see a patch on it of some description. They with fiberglass, it's because it's a man-made material, it lasts a long, long time. So unlike wooden kayaks, when they can rot quite easily, so with fiberglass, it's going to last a long time. Um, they were super lightweight due to fiberglass being a really lightweight material, and they were great for really long journeys if you're going down a river or in a really calm sea or messing around in a lake of some description. Um, they were very they were, they were durable, but not as durable as a wooden kayak or a plastic kayak, and what we're going to come on to soon. And they were easy to repair because you can just chuck a patch onto them. They they weren't the best thing to look at because fiberglass, being fiberglass, if you patch it, it's going to leave a bump onto it, and then you need to try and like paint it if you patched it, and the paint like has peeled off over time. So personally, I have got a fiberglass kayak, not here, so I can't really show it to you guys, but it has been patched quite a bit, and the paint has peeled off. I've had to repaint it once with a special type of paint. Um, so they were, because the fiberglass is quite a stiff material, it wouldn't really bounce if you hit into a rock, so that's how it could crack quite easily and chip. And they were quite expensive to make due to the labour that went into them. So after the fiberglass kayaks, we've got the kayaks that we've got today, which are plastic kayaks. They're the most used kayaks there is out there. This is due to the fact that plastic can be moulded really easily with a mould in a factory, so they can be mass produced quite fast, and you can design it to whatever shape you want. So you could have the burn kayaks from Piranha, so you could have like 200 of those made in a day really easily, compared to you might only have half a wooden kayak made a day, or five glass kayaks made a day. Due to this, they're a lot cheaper as well as they're more flexible. So if you hit into something, you're not as likely to damage it, and they aren't going to break and crack and have a hole in it as much as a wooden kayak or a fiberglass kayak. This is due to plastic being not soft, but in between soft and being hard. So it is hard, but it can take a bit of a beating. Good thing also about plastic kayaks is they're really lightweight and they're really easy to rescue if they capsize. So if you're at a centre, you'll see a centre has lots of plastic kayaks due to them being easy to rescue and they're quite safe. So like with a wooden kayak or fiberglass kayak, you could get a splinter or some sort, but plastic, you don't really get hurt by plastic unless it's a really sharp crack bit of plastic where you wouldn't want to use that anyway. Um, the only problem with fiberglass kayak, no, fiberglass with plastic kayaks, I mean, sorry about that, is that you can't keep them out in the sun in storage. This is due to the plastic will then start to crack in the sun, and you've got to look after it, which is a little bit of a tedious process. You've got to find somewhere to store it, and then you've got to make sure you keep it organised and clean. And another problem is with a plastic kayak, they are quite difficult to repair because you've got to know how to melt plastic properly and be able to fill in a hole with, let's say, or repair a whole patch of plastic, which can be quite difficult without damaging other parts of the boat. Yeah, and that's about it really for kayaks. I hope that was alright and hope that you enjoyed that. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.